Good morning. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ajay here. Hope everyone's doing well. And so, what I'm going to talk about today is fear in the stock markets. So, how to overcome it, what to do, what it's about, those kind of things. So, first thing is FOMO, fear of missing out. So, when a stock is riding like crazy, right, and it just keeps going up, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%. You're like, oh man, this thing's gonna keep going forever, right? So, how to overcome FOMO is you gotta understand there'll always be a good and better opportunity in the future. So, with that in mind, you can always backtrack and say, hey, you know what? There's gonna be a better opportunity that I can get into and take less risk in, right? Because ultimately it's just risk. If you're chasing after a stock that's 20, 30, 50% up, you know, the probability of it going down starts to increase as time goes on. So, with that being said, don't ever chase a stock. However, there is times that you can, based on certain indicators. If there's a slight pullback, you want to look at the time in sales on that too. So with the time in sales, you can say, okay, hey, here's a bunch of buyers. This is support, right? The breakout level, if it returns to the breakout level, right, and it bounces off that breakout level with the given support and buying of buyers, as well as what you have to look at what the sellers are doing as well. But you could buy the bounce and then continue riding up further. What other things? So then there's another thing. There's a fear to when you trade, like being scared to take a position, or if you're too scared to take a trade, then you're obviously not going to make any money. So the way to combat that is, lower your position size, and you can buy maybe one share of a stock, right? Make like 20, 30 cents on it, or 1%, whatever it is, and start feeling comfortable with real money. And if you don't want to risk real money in the beginning, you could perfect your skills on a paper trading account. With a paper trading account, what's great about it is, A, you can focus on your technique, but second, you can also perfect your strategies. Okay. But the only thing about paper money is you don't get the raw emotions that you do with real money. And I always thought it was the same, but it's not. Paper money. What paper money does is it really blocks out your mental capability on. It blocks out your mental capability on the emotions that you're gonna have with losing real money. Okay, making real money is another thing too, right? Because when you make real money in paper account, you don't feel like, oh wow, like I made a lot of money. It doesn't go in your pocket. But the trick to that is, whenever you do paper money, right, you gotta really act as if it's real money, right? Like when you lose $10 on a paper account, that is a real $10 that just went out of your pocket. Okay? I mean, when you're buying clothes out, right? So you have to understand how to handle pain. And then the other thing to combat fear of trading is to basically get a good entry. Okay? You have to get your entries have to be very, very good, because that is what really causes pain in the market, right? When you buy in, and if you buy in too high and the stock goes against you, right? Now you're losing. Now we got an issue, right? But the only problem is, you have FOMO then at that point, because you're buying at such a high price. And it's not doing you any good, right? Because you're buying so high. And if the stock, the risk just increases dramatically. So entry is very, very important, especially for fear. It'll eliminate your fear of trading, and also FOMO too, because you're getting it at such a good price, right? And that comes with patience too. So that's why patience is the number one rule when trading. And in my eyes, I think it's the most important, because if you're patient, you're gonna get a better entry, which is gonna eliminate your fear. Okay. If you're patient, you're gonna take the best of the opportunities, right? That's another thing. And the third is that if you're patient, you're probably not gonna trade as much. So you should aim to just trade 1, 2 times, 3 times maybe, in a day, because the more times you trade, it's just like a casino, man. The market's gonna win. It's just how it works, because yes, you can be 80%, you could be 50%, you could be 60%, right? Your win rate could be really, really good, right? But at the end of the day, the markets always take the slimmest chance and exemplifies them. They just multiply that chance so much that somehow you end up losing, right? So what I've learned from my career now in stock trading is that the less you trade, the better, right? You make your percentage goal or dollar goal, whatever it is, right? You just want to trade well, right? And don't get hung up on the money, man, because that happens with a lot of traders, right? A lot of traders, you get into the market, you feel good, you're like, oh yeah, dude, I'm gonna make all this money, I'm gonna kill it every opportunity. I mean, at the end of the day, eventually you're gonna lose, man. Just how it happens. It's just how it works. That's just how the system works, okay? So there's fear of missing out, and there's fear to trade, right? Those two things you can combat with patience, okay? If you're patient and you know that in your head, hey, I only got to trade a couple times, right? Then you won't trade as much, and your results are going to be better because you're trading less and you're patient, and the fear goes away. The fear of trading goes away because now you're not killing your account. And if it's all about skill, right? There's skill to this too. So if your strategy's not the best, if your risk management not the best, you need to perfect those things, before trying to kill it in the game, because fear will really you'll find out about your strategy, and you'll really figure out your strategy and your risk tolerance through fear. Fear can change a lot of things, my friends. Fear can change a lot of things, and this is where you really need to focus. This is where you really need to focus your efforts on, because fear changes the game. It really does, man. Fear can make someone, addicted to the markets, right? Fear of missing out, right? Greed. And then there's fear to trade. And some people don't want to trade at all, man. They're scared. They're scared to trade, They're scared to lose money. So if that's the case, if you're scared to lose money, man, this is what I'll tell you. You got to focus on the skill, right? And I prefer you rather buy one share of a stock and make 20-30 cents, as opposed to spending $25,000 and you lose $100, $200. Now your account is starting to hit something, right? I'd rather have you lose 30 cents but make 1%, right, on a $15 stock, than to go and lose 1% on a fucking $30,000 account, right? So that's the whole thing, dude. You gotta. This is what I do. This actually helps me with anxiety in the markets and all that. I go for walks, man. I'm doing the whole trail. So, we on the trail. Let me see if I could. There's a. How the hell you? Man, come on, man. What you doing, man? I guess you can't turn the camera at the same time. So yeah, man. This is what I do. I just go for walks on the trail in the morning. What time is it? 7:30 a.m. right? Market's open at 9:30. So this is what I do, man. This is what I do. I go for walks. I calm myself. I talk to myself. I say, hey, Ajay, like, you could do this. You know, today is a new day, and you're gonna kill it. You're gonna kill it, man. You're gonna do an amazing job in the markets today. And hey, this is another thing. There's gonna be opportunities everywhere. You know, what I've understood so far, you know, in a year, 3 years of trading, but 1 year I was only like, actually 8 months it's been, but that got really consistent and good, and I left my job for this. So the whole thing with this is, you need to just focus on being calm when you trade, man. You got to be in a good state of mind. You can't be all jittery. You can't think, oh, you know, this is the only opportunity. No, man, there's gonna be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 opportunities in a day. You just gotta capture one. You just gotta capture one. Don't try to capture all. You know, that's where greed comes in, man. That's when the market's gonna slap you, and then you're gonna be real humble after that, right? So let's not lose money. Let's take each day, day by day, right? Let's take the journey day by day, and let's make money consistently, okay? With that being said, my name is Ajay, and I'll talk to you in the next video. See you guys. Boom. I don't know how to edit yet, so I'm just gonna leave that in there.